Man, what a great season we're having. That last event was great.
Seriously, all the drivers were killing it. Cars were looking good.
I agree. Man, you know, I spent a lot of time with a broken car, and because of that, I spent a lot of time watching. I watched all groups out there, and man, in A group specifically, Dave, the professor, was just dialing that hairpin. You see a lot of guys struggle with that hairpin.
I agree. I wish there was a way we could take all that knowledge of his and just put it on our new YouTube channel and show everybody.
Professor?
So this is the Thompson skid pad. Right now we're going to go over some basics on just housekeeping for the course. And as you can see, this is the layout we're going to be running. And this is where we're going to be pitting, and staging will be down here. And you're going to enter from down here. So this is where all the spectators are going to be. They're going to be lined out here, up here. These are tractor trailers tires that you don't want to hit. This is a crater you don't want to hit. So just things to keep in mind when you're out there for the first time at this course. So this is the whiteboard representation we have of this course. As you can see here, it's very similar to what we were just looking at. This is your entrance and exit points. The purple represents the chalk lines, and we got tires on the inside. These are your danger zones, just for a frame of reference. So this is how I like to run it. The green line represents just pretty much what I do every time. I try to keep it as tight as I can and as consistent as I can. I keep it tight here on the clipping point, laid apex there. I laid apex there to there so I can extend it far enough to go a little wide here. And that's just how I like to do it. So let's go a little deeper into the top section, and we'll talk about shifting points. So on this top section, we're gonna go laid apex here, which then gives you enough speed to go as wide as you can here. You don't really, obviously you don't wanna hit the tires, but you don't wanna go deep here either, because if you come down here, you wanna be aiming here. You want your front end to aim here, which at this point will be pretty much like a backwards entry. And I shift in the first there, which kind of slows the momentum of the car. You don't really need brakes because of how backwards you're really going to be. And then when you slingshot here, you really have two choices. You can shift it back in a second before the transition, or transition, then bang second. Either works. You'll see in a little bit. My in-car, I've done both. They both work. It really depends on the situation. So then you extend that out, and then we'll talk about the second. So when you're coming out of this, you should be in second. You're gassing as hard as you can, and you want to aim for this outside, because then that's going to extend you down far enough to really make this and clear this danger zone. This is a shifting point. For me, I downshift first, come around, and then bang second as hard as you can to extend it back up to late apex there. This is a danger point because most people come out too wide here, and then they're set up for this poorly. That makes it an early apex, and then it screws the whole flow up. So you really want to make sure you're aiming out here and coming in deep. Shift down. For me, there is a bump here that will loop you out. In my experience, the shifting helps, but in your car it might not. So take it with a grain of salt. So that's the course I run. Now we're going to go over the course that I see a lot of people running. And you can tell that the flow isn't quite the same. Now this red line represents what I've seen at the most recent couple events. They go wide here, and then they go wide here, and then they extend it all the way up. Now in this section, they're using too much angle to accelerate. You really want to focus your angle on the deceleration part, which is here. So if you're extending this burning real slow and you're using all that. You come around here, you end up losing all your speed and you come in too tight, but you're aiming at an early apex, which extends you too deep here. Then you gotta switch it back and all your momentum is going this way. And you switch back and you use all your power down here. And again, if you're using too much angle on acceleration, it's slow. You're pointing the car away from the course, not where you should be going. And then that puts you in danger zones here and here. If you come out too wide, too early here, it puts you right in that hole, and which is why we have the hole. It's hard to avoid, but it really just screws up the whole flow. Then you come around and you do it again, and maybe you gas it even more and you go super wide, and then again, you're going too wide and it's extending the weight of the car going this way. You want to aim it that way. So when you do that, you flow around, it's not working. So, did you guys get all that?
Yeah, man, we got all that.
I got that.